All right. We back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. Now, look, this video is brought to you by Crazy Hood Media. I'm gonna read the title, bro. Norteños ban no jumper host Moose Man. Now, look, I saw a clip, and basically, the No Paperwork podcast said they don't want to associate, affiliate, or want anything to do with Moose Man. They said no hard feelings, but we just don't want to be part of anything to do with Moose Man because the police, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to watch the video. But before we do, I need everybody to hit the subscribe, hit the like button. We on the road to 100,000. We climbing every day, hundreds of subscribers. All right. So salute to everybody. We will be live tonight on the Let's Talk About It podcast, which is just me. All right. We are rebranding and rebuilding the 200 Boys podcast along with the Thursday show that's in the works. All right. So bear with us. And other than that, go follow Hater World Media on Instagram. Go follow Crazy Hood Media. And go follow No Paperwork Podcast and Moose Man, bro. Listen, I'm not the type to try to gatekeep anybody or to feel like me giving them some shine is going to take away from what I got going on. I'm Blue Devil, dog. I'm the only Blue Devil. Can't nobody take that shit away from me. Can't nobody do better than me. And I mean in my lane. I'm in my own lane. Now, what they got going on is what they got going on, right? So I know there's a lot of people out there that be like, oh, I don't want to give that fool no shine, bro, because what you worried about? You going to do what you do, and they going to do what they do. All right, so with no further ado, let's go ahead and press play on this video. Let's play it all the way through twice so that way I can hear it clearly, and then we'll come back and we'll break it down, and I'll give you my honest, unbiased opinion on Moose Man versus the No Paperwork podcast. Sam, it seems like Moose Man can't cut no breaks right now, bro. All right, let's go ahead and press play and get you guys the content. Let's get it.
So it looks like the Norteños just banned no jumper host Moose Man after he got pressed on live by Whack 100, and that fool got so scared. That fool said that he was gonna call 911, and that fool didn't bang, but he was repping Northern Cali, and he was on the Norteño podcast several times, so the Norteños felt they had to address the elephant in the room. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let's load up that clip.
Moose Man felt comfortable saying, I work with the police. Like, because you're a civilian, you're comfortable. Bro, we don't do that around here.
He could do whatever he wants because he's not a homie. I have to separate myself from him, just out of respect for myself. But he's not a northerner. I feel like it reflect on us.
And us being No Paperwork podcast, bro. Hey, we do not fuck with cops.
We got a whole house full of homeboys in there. What do you guys think about it? You guys gonna accept that? I'm not mad at Moose Man. I'm just super disappointed, man. I can't justifiably have him on the podcast or anything like that anymore.
So it looks
all right. I heard it, but I want to hear it clear again. So let's play it one more time, bro.
like the Norteños just banned no jumper host Moose Man after he got pressed on live by Whack 100, and that fool got so scared. That fool said that he was gonna call 911, and that fool didn't bang, but he was repping Northern Cali, and he was on the Norteño podcast several times, so the Norteños felt they had to address the elephant in the room. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and let's load up that clip.
Moose Man felt comfortable saying, I work with the police. Like, because you're a civilian, you're comfortable. Bro, we don't do that around here.
He could do whatever he wants because he's not a homie. I have to separate myself from him, just out of respect for myself. But he's not a northerner. I feel like it reflect on us.
And us being No Paperwork podcast, bro. Hey, we do not fuck with cops.
We got a whole house full of homeboys in there. What do you guys think about it? You guys gonna accept that? I'm not mad at Moose Man. I'm just super disappointed, man. I can't justifiably have him on the podcast or anything like that anymore.
So,
all right, let's get to it, bro. Let's get to it. Now, look, first and foremost, big respect to the No Paperwork podcast for standing on business, in the words of Crip Mac, cisness, and not allowing the clout that Moose Man currently has overshadow their morals and their dignity and, overshadow what they stand for, bro. The streets. Now I know a lot of people ain't gonna understand this. A lot of people that don't come from that cloth of prison, streets, gang banging. Those that haven't lost homies to the system, those that haven't lost homies to rats and snitches, you probably won't understand, bro, because you probably from Idaho or Kentucky or some shit like that. Hey, but salute to the homies over there. They got some real homies, but you probably not one of them. But back to what I'm saying, bro. They stood on business. Now, is that good for business? No, it's not. What's gonna happen is you're gonna lose all your Square Bear subscribers, and it's hard for a real solid individual to make it in any industry, because a real solid individual holds on to his morals, his dignity, his respect, and always puts that before the clout, the views, the likes, the money. And that's why it's hard for a solid dude to blow up. That's why you always see the fakes blow up, the imposters, the weenies, the wannabes. You always see them blow up because they're sloppy, bro. They don't give a fuck about no code of conduct. They don't give a fuck about the morals, the respect, the dignity. They don't give a fuck, bro. They go do everything with anybody. They work with snitches, rats, police. They're out there doing weird ass shit, sucking toes and fucking, bending over backwards for fucking this guy. So the fake always makes it. Now, it is a rare occasion, bro, where you got solid dudes that do make it, and you do got a few, bro. And salute to them. They know who they are. They don't need a motherfucker to say their name, But I do want to say respect to the No Paperwork podcast for standing on business, right? But again, it's bad for business, but it's good for the culture, because the street culture is supposed to stand on. We don't fuck with rats. We don't fuck with tattletales. We don't fuck with ratas. We don't fuck with snitches. That's what the culture is supposed to stand for. And whether they're from Northern Cali or Southern Cali, it's still the same culture, the gangbang culture. Okay? So they're standing on business, and I respect it. They gonna lose followers and watchers. That's a fact. Does Moose Man care? Moose Man don't give a fuck. But what Moose Man don't understand is that now he got enemies on both sides, and the No Paperwork podcast may not be their enemies, but a lot of people didn't like what Moose Man did, talking about repping Northern Cali and talking about I got 911 on speed dial. And in the same dilemma with Wack, he dissed my brothers, Southsiders. He said, I'm not one of them down south racist Mexicans. So now he got the Southsiders on his bumper, and now he got the Northerners on his bumper, all because he was tricked by Adam 22. I'm telling you, I love Adam, bro. I don't expect anything else from Adam. I don't expect him to be a nice guy. I don't expect him to be a friend. I don't expect him to be loyal. I expect him to be a fucking low-down, dirty snake, bro. And every time I see him be a low-down, dirty snake, I'm proud of the guy. He's standing on what he believes in. So if anybody thinks that he's going to be something else, you smoking dope. But listen, one thing I wanted to say is, people are going to say, well, why the No Paperwork podcast can't fuck with Moose Man? He is civilian. He calling the cops. Not them. They're gangsters. Well, let me tell you why. Okay? I'm going to give you a scenario. Even though we don't do the what ifs, this is something that can and may and already probably has happened. Imagine I got 5 homeboys right here. Let's say 3, right? For the fact of the gangbang culture. Say I got 3. And Moose Man is the 4th one. And 3 of my homeboys know that when they come right here to my building, ain't nobody telling. Ain't nobody snitching, because this is home base right here, right? We all with the business, right? And say they're right here, bro, and they do some shit. They do something, right? Well, 3 of us ain't telling, and that's a fact. But the 4th one, he a civilian. He already done told everybody he can call the cops one day if he needs to. What happens if he's leaving the building and he gets pulled over and they question him? Hey, you was just at that one spot and there's a guy there that we're looking for. You better tell us who he is or where we can find him, or you going to go to jail. What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to uphold the code? You think he's going to stand on cisness? Fuck no. What if I got 3 homeboys here and one homie or something happens to where somebody pulls up and we got to take business, we got to handle business, and we rough a guy up and, kick him in the ass, give him a wedgie, and the guy goes and tells and snitches and he goes, yeah, that guy Moose Man was there. You could ask him. What do you think's going to happen, bro? And that's the reason why the No Paperwork podcast don't want to associate with them. They don't want to take that chance. They don't want to be in a room where it's full of their homeboys and they're doing some illegal shit, or not even illegal shit, where they're doing something and now you got a witness that told you he's a witness. He done told you he'll call the cops. He done told you I got 911 on speed dial. This is what the Bloods should have done with 6ix9ine the moment they brought him on, bro. Once they saw him doing the extras, this fool ain't with the business. We got to get rid of him before he takes us down. So basically, for those that don't understand still, the No Paperwork podcast is getting rid of the problem before the problem becomes a problem. All right? It's that simple. Now, yeah, we're in the podcast game. Of course we are. But I was going to say we, but I'm not going to say we. They proclaim to be gangsters. So to them, their gang, their allegiance comes before the podcast game. To Moose Man, he a civilian. So his job and himself come before the gang. So yeah, bro. Moose Man is closing doors faster than he can open some, bro. And it is what it is. I mean, he down there with, I'm not even going to say that, bro. He down there with some fakes and some frauds in LA, so he all right. And no, I'm not talking about Adam 22. Yeah. Salute to the No Paperwork podcast, bro. They did what they're supposed to do. They stood on business. This is an unbiased reaction. None to do with color. None to do with gang. All to do with what's right. And it's dope to see motherfuckers standing on what they believe in and not being frauds for the clout or for the views, bro. It's going to be a hard journey for them, though. I'm going to tell you like this. It's going to be a hard journey, bro. It's not easy. Believe me, I did it, bro. And I'm still doing it. But I'm able to, maneuver a little different now. But, a while ago for me, it was difficult, bro. You got all the fucking civilians in the chat talking shit like they know what time it is. You ain't this, you ain't that. They don't even know, bro. But it is what it is, bro. Salute. And, yeah, hopefully that journey leads you to where you got to get to. And the Moose Man, I would say come to death row. But I haven't sat and figured out my play. So I will tell you, the No Paperwork podcast said the doors are closed. All right. I wonder what Moose Man got to say now. I wonder if he's mad, angry, hurt. I wonder what's cracking. But his Norte Pass has been revoked. Now, I will tell you real quick before we go. I'm the one that named him Honorary Norteño. Now I feel bad for the guy. And with that being said, everybody leave your comments, likes down below. Get it in, subscribe, do all that, and I'll catch you guys on tonight's live. All right. With that being said, you already know. I'm Blue Devil. Until next time, we out this bitch.